Today's story is an update. The original story was, Am I the astronaut for thinking about divorcing my husband for cheating on me with cake? Update number 1. Hello all, thank you for your kind comments on my post. I'm not sure why it got taken down, but I'm still amazed with the amount of commenters and support that I have received. I have been spiraling so much and life has gotten crazy. I went and got tested the day after I confronted my husband about Cake. Yes, to those of you who were inquiring about the name, Cake is not her actual name, but the name she uses for transactional relationships. I tested positive for something, unfortunately, but it's easily fixable. I've spent a lot of time trying to clear my mind and get my mental health straightened out. I took the week off of work so I could have a moment to breathe and talked to my mom about everything. We aren't very close, but it was helpful. I still haven't spoken to my husband, but I plan on doing so later today. We're going to get everything out in the open and discuss what our next steps are. I do think I'm going to ask for a divorce. To everyone who said I wasn't being emotionally available in the comments, you may be right. I am in the wrong, but when these things happen, I become detached and cannot help it. I still don't think that justifies cheating, even if it's a transactional relationship. When we got married, we promised each other through thick and thin we would support each other, and that promise was broken. I have nothing against the woman he cheated with. She was just doing what she does for a living. It wasn't emotional. It's my husband I have an issue with. I have some negative feelings, but that's mine and my husband's problem. I may update again after our conversation. Thank you. So before we dive into update 2, this brings up an interesting question. If someone cheats, do you think it's better that it was a transactional cheat, or is it worse? Or is it just the same? Does that make it any better? It kind of sounds like from OP's perspective here that it being transactional makes it not as bad as like romantically falling in love with someone. I don't know. Okay, update number 2. Here we go. My husband has been cheating on me for almost a year and a half. I found out after snooping through my husband's phone that he had been cheating on me with a woman who he called Cake. It was transactional and he was paying for some fun behind my back. We had been going through a rough patch in our relationship and I had been struggling with depression and had become reserved. So he felt detached and tried to blame his cheating on my mental problems. Earlier, we had our first conversation about it since he left to stay with a friend. I said we needed to lay out everything and be completely honest. Cake was not the first. In a long line of women he has apparently been using to fill his emotional needs that was created by my complete disregard of our marriage and his physical needs. All I could get out of him was that he slept with multiple different women and it has been going on for a while. When I told him that I got tested, he said that he knew he had contracted it in the past and never told me. Well, okay. I know I should have thrown some flags earlier in the story, but this one particularly for him not telling her. It wasn't even a year ago we had discussed maybe having a baby. He has apparently been going out and getting with all sorts of women like this, partying with people I do not know, and has been taking painkillers. This is not the man I married. I'm completely shattered emotionally. I asked him for a divorce and he told me I was being manipulative by trying to make him seem like the bad guy when I'm the one who caused it all. I know he is gaslighting me, but I feel there is some truth to what he is saying, as some of the commenters on my previous post have also mentioned. I'm devastated and my life is in ruins, but I'm going to try and pick up the pieces and power on because that's all I can do. He left the house again in a tantrum, slamming the door and knocking a couple of picture frames down. Well, that tells you quite a bit. He's pretty upset about me wanting a divorce, but I can't see any other path out of this. What he did is irredeemable in my eyes. Thanks to all who commented nice things. I don't know if I'll update again. Here to give us some feedback on the story is the one, the only, Candy Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, lightning bolts for Candy Thunder here. Hi there. Step right up to the plate here.
I think we're going to make a poll for you not to introduce me like that anymore.
She tells me not to every time. I really enjoy doing it. Do you guys enjoy the way that I introduce Candy Thunder like Michael Buffer?
I don't know who that is.
That's the, let's get ready to rumble.
Oh,
okay. That guy.
I don't like it. It hurts my ears.
So what do you think here? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think that this guy had the opportunity to talk to his wife or cheat, and he decided that paying for sex was the right call. I don't think he made this call because his wife had mental health issues happening. I think he made this call because he wanted someone to get his rocks off.
Here's my deal, is that he, in this whole scenario, never once thought about his partner. He was only thinking about his needs and having his needs fulfilled and blamed it on her not fulfilling his needs. It was never once about, I know you're struggling with this and I've tried to help. No. He didn't try to help at all. It was just hey, you aren't servicing me. I've got to be serviced every 3,000 miles. So I had to go to the quick lube to do it.
You're right. This guy never once thought about his spouse. He only thought about how she wasn't fulfilling his needs and felt he should just pay someone to do it. And I want to know if their funds are together or separate, because if they're together, he took her funds to pay someone to have sex with him.
Right.
And that is messed up.
They have much bigger problems going on than him doing what he did there. Like their entire relationship is lopsided where he does not care about her needs or her problems at all.
Right.
And the gaslighting is bad enough that OP believes a little bit of it, because some commenter said the same thing too. You're not emotionally available. Well, look, in my understanding from the original story, OP's doing everything that she can, assuming this is a she.
He's not getting emotional anything from the women that he's seeing.
Right.
He got an STI and brought it home to his wife and didn't tell her about it, knowing that he could have, I don't know. This guy is...
And they were talking about having kids and he didn't bring anything up then.
No, and he could have destroyed her ability to have kids by not telling her that he infected her with the sexually transmitted. No. This guy only cares about himself.
So the original question was, am I the astronaut for thinking about a divorce because of this? And as we addressed in the original video, thinking is like feeling. You can't be an asshole for thinking about that.
No, but she's an asshole to herself for not divorcing this guy whenever he wasn't there to meet her needs for having mental health issues. Like, we all go through shit. We all go through times where life gets really hard and you have intrusive thoughts and you're down on yourself. And the one person that's supposed to be there and supposed to be part of your team decided to go out and take your money and screw somebody else. No, you're the asshole to yourself for not divorcing him sooner. She should have stepped up and walked away.
You think it's a complacence thing that has kept them together to this point?
I think that keeps a lot of people together that should be apart. We just Tony and I read a story, and they should have walked away from each other 20 years ago, but they're in it because they don't want to. It's easier to stay in it than it's harder to divorce.
Change is tough, right? Oh, but pain creates change. So it is right. It is a matter of, is this enough pain to create change? We know that hubby, the cheater in this scenario, is an ASCOM one, and we know that he is a brozo as well. And to Candy Thunder's point, OP is a little bit of an asshole to herself